I like my content to somewhat be up to date with my everyday life, or at least talk about my everyday life within my content. At the end of last month, I made a video about reaching my first 200-mile month running. So in the month of July, I just ran 200 miles for the first time ever, and my legs feel it, which was a good milestone for me. Something that I've been planning for. I've been looking at running a marathon for the better part of a year now, or over a year. I've been starting to ramp up my miles towards the end of last year, so I'll be going at like 9 months that I've been like ramping it up to where minimum 20-25 miles a week. And then recently I've been getting up to like mid 40s to mid 50s range per week, and I've been happy with that. The marathon I'm planning on doing is the Chicago Marathon on October 8th. And I've been really happy with my progress up until this point. I've been running the times I want to. My endurance and breathing has been how I want it to be. My legs have been getting stronger. Everything's been going good. And then yesterday, I had a pretty bad pull of my hamstring. I was at speed practice, and essentially on the very last rep, I just went harder than I probably should have. I simply should have just been aiming for like 75-80%, and I was like going hard. I was trying to keep up with one of the fastest dudes that was there, and I was doing a good job. I was having a good workout, and then hamstring, I just felt a pop in my hamstring, and I wasn't able to run. I wasn't able to run back home. I had run there. Luckily, I know a decent amount of people now, so I was able to get a ride home. But I was immediately dejected because of how much work I've been doing. Like I said, I ran 200 last month. This month, I'm probably up around like 140, 130 on the month right now. So I was having a really good month. Tomorrow I was supposed to do 22 miles. And so I felt like I needed to come on here and make a video about setbacks. I don't know if this is more for me or more for anybody out there who's dealing with a setback in whatever you do, because I know most people aren't marathon training right now. And if you are, that you can really like probably go with this, because I know a lot of my friends have been getting injured recently as well, and just how I'm at least strategizing or planning on dealing with this setback, because I do still plan on running the race. It's about 7 weeks out. I've talked to a physical therapist, and for these type of injuries, he said I should be able to jog after between 2 and 3 weeks. So as long as I'm at like 70% in 4 weeks, I feel comfortable. I've run good volume mileage this month, or this summer so far. I mean, I've almost done like 500 miles this summer, so I feel very comfortable with the state of my legs, the state of everything, obviously, other than my hamstring right now. I feel very comfortable in my running. And even last week, we did this mob mile event, and I ran my PR mile. I think I ran 5:27 last week at the mob mile. So running's been going well. And when running goes well in my life, and then I'm able to become a little bit more creative, I'm able to walk, like things go well. So now, I guess the next part of this video is about trying to handle when something that's kind of like a staple of my life, which is fitness, running. Because even with my hamstring, I can't do anything really. I can do maybe some push-ups, and even that'll hurt to get up and get down on the ground. And then this week, I'll probably get in the pool and start swimming, or continue to swim and stuff like that. I'm probably gonna get on the bike. Tonight I'm going to a comedy show just to lift my spirits a little bit. Cheap comedy show down the street. These are the type of things that I like to do when I'm in a rough spot, I guess, or a spot that I feel like I need to stay positive, stay happy. Comedy is one of those things. But when it comes to this running, how am I going to kind of redirect all that energy I've been putting into running into other things? Really, the first thing that comes to mind is being grateful, and me being grateful that I have multiple passions, that I like making this content, that I like writing, that I like reading, that I like even walking when I'm able to do that more, that I like the biking, that I like the swimming, that I have the comedy to rely on. And the fact that I have these different outlets, I feel really grateful for. Because if I had everything hinged on this marathon, everything hinged on running, and I had no like self-value outside of that, I would be in a rough spot right now, because I went through a little bit of that last night. And then I just had to remember, it's just like, you have other stuff you like. Like, how can we turn this hard time into a positive? How can we make content daily? How can we write more? Like today, I write my episodes in like postcards. So I got like 3 episodes written right here for YouTube content of different types of stuff. How can I redirect the energy I've been putting into this marathon training, into running 50 plus miles a week, into another passion? And so that's what I'm facing right now. That's what I'm dealing with right now. And that's what I feel like it's kind of able to separate us from being depressed or getting into a mode of like just self-loathing, and being able to forgive ourselves and be like, and not even that I did something wrong. I really just pushed it a little bit too hard. I don't know if forgiveness is the right word, but definitely able to talk to myself and be like, all right, this is going to be okay. This is just a step in the process. And that leads me into my next point. My next point being that I was prepared for bad things to happen. I was prepared. That's literally why I started training so early. I started training right at the back end of the 13.1, the Chicago 13.1, which was the very beginning of June. And so I started training immediately because I predicted injury. I didn't want to start training hard in July and then ruin my August, knowing that injury was probably right around the corner. Marathons are an injury machine. Running at this type of volume is just dangerous. As I've been losing weight, as I've been trying to get my legs stronger, as I've been trying to get my endurance better, there's just so many factors and so many things that happen that you have to plan to be injured. And I think some people don't like to hear that. I've told people, like, just be ready for the injury and stuff like that. And they're like, I think they think I'm giving off negative energy or something. And I'm like, if you're not ready for injury as a runner, you're not going to last as a runner. And I'm not praying injury on anybody or necessarily even expecting it, but in a way, you should be expecting it. You should be expecting, all right, how I'm going to deal with it? How do I rehab it? Especially for most of us, we don't really have money to be going to consistent, like, physical therapists. We don't have money to be going to get, like, massages daily, you know, like a professional runner or a professional athlete would have. So how do we handle this mentally? How do we handle this physically? And the answer to that is essentially to, like, stay on the same path, to keep working, find ways for me to keep my cardio up, to continue to swim, to continue to bike, to get outside and walk, and just not even necessarily slowly, but surely get better. Because I don't even think 2 to 3 weeks is like that slow when you're really thinking about it. Because right now, I can hardly walk. So as long as I feel comfortable walking by like Wednesday, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll be happy. And then I'll start doing small exercises, going to the gym, just small strengthening exercises, small mobility exercises. I've done PT. I've had knee surgery on both legs at this point. So I kind of get the progression and the type of intensity that needs to happen as you try to rehab something. Obviously, I'm no professional, but I'm going to try my best because I cannot afford $50, $60 PT sessions like 2 to 3 times a week right now. That's just not realistic for me. And I hinted on this earlier, but another thing that I'm really trying to focus on is using this as an opportunity. Like, I've been jam-packing my schedule with runs recently. A little part of me this morning was excited about getting to write some more content, to get back on a more regular reading schedule. And I read daily, but a lot of times I want to more, but I'm like, damn, if I don't start running now, I won't have enough time to get this like 90-minute running session in, and I already just cut down on my stretching or my warm-up because I've been sitting here reading and smoking a little bit. Like, so with all that being said, I'm trying to really like dive into these other things, like write a lot in these next couple weeks, create content a lot, like really capitalize on this, because I'd like to run another marathon come January. And so with that being said, I'm going to go probably back into training within a month after this one. And so I want to capitalize on that extra time. And do I have to run these marathons? Absolutely not. But I do like the regiment that it's giving me right now. I do like the lifestyle that it's giving me at this point, and I do appreciate like the marathon training and stuff like that. So I don't feel like I've done like anything wrong in the process, just pushed certain things a little bit harder than I should have, And then I've told people, like, I got hurt during the speed run. Why are you doing speed? Like, one of my last points is just stay on your path. Like, I did it because I wanted to run a good time. I have to be a little bit more aggressive to do and accomplish the goals that I want. And I had to, like, pay a small price for that. And I'm going to get back on my feet. I'm going to continue running for whatever your guys' setback is and whatever your field is. I hope that you get back on your feet. I hope that you find your balance again. And I hope that you're able to keep pushing. I still plan on running the marathon on October 8th of this year. My dad's planning on coming. Like, there's a little bit of pressure attached to that. So, guys, I understand with pressure. I understand with time limits. I'm here to tell you that I understand that these setbacks suck. But I'm also here to tell you that these setbacks are part of the process. These setbacks allow us to appreciate it even more. If my marathon training had gone perfect, I think I would have appreciated it. But when you guys see the video after I actually even run the time, a happy time in this marathon and complete it, or the video where I DNF and I'm not able to finish because my leg just wasn't strong enough to pull through, or I end up having to back out because my leg's not strong enough, wherever the content comes next, I'm grateful for the process that's come up to now, and I'm grateful for the lessons that'll come after that. So, guys, life gives us setbacks. It's not always easy, but that would be boring anyway. See you guys next time.